about the law of pain and the law of the rubber band. I suppose quite a few people remember, and how we can turn our failures and our our difficulties and our challenges into our success, or stepping stones to our success. And the law of the rubber band, which is that you need to be stretched. If you've got a rubber band, if it's not stretched, it's no good. It's got to be stretched for you to be effective. So I don't know whether there's new people on here today. Pastor, are there some new members, or everybody knows me now? I don't need to introduce myself.
Yeah, I think not.
Yeah, there was Lady Joanna.
I don't know if I think she had to
I don't
leave.
know if she's maybe sometimes some of the network people drop off, but they come back on.
Yeah.
So at the moment she's off.
New. There's nobody new, yes?
Yeah,
at the moment there's nobody new, but
okay, fine. So
yeah,
I'll just get on with it. So the following week we talked about the law of intentionality. That like Pastor, you've said, nothing happens by chance. To be successful, okay, a few people might be lucky, be in the right place at the right time, but for most people, they've got to be intentional about their growth and their development. And one of the ways in which we know for sure that we will do well and succeed in life is to be actively involved in our growth, our own personal growth and development, and developing ourselves, because that's how we know we're going to get to where we want to get to. But if we want a different life, outcome for ourselves, and we're standing in one position and looking for and thinking, oh, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that. The gap between where you are now and where you want to be is your personal growth and development. That's what is going to bridge that gap. And that's what successful people do, that they find ways to bridge that gap, do the things that other people won't do, to move them from where they are to where they want to be. Then the following week, we talked about the law of awareness, and I really want people to be aware, to know, find ways, and there's ways in which people can find out where their strengths are, where their difficulties are, where their challenges are, where their giftings are, where their callings are. Some people know, some people might need a bit of help. Some people, people be telling you, oh, you do this thing so well, or who's taught you how to do this? And they said, oh, no, nobody taught me. I was just naturally good at it. You're aware of where your giftings and your God-given abilities are. And if you're that, then it's up to you to develop that ability, because it's a God-given thing. You develop it to benefit you, benefit your family, benefit your community, benefit the church. So this is one of the reasons why I do what I want to do, that we do well to benefit everybody. So that's the law of awareness. And I think the next one we did,
the law of the mirror.
Okay, thank you. Oh, okay, good. Can you tell me what you remember? If you're reading to, that's fine.
Okay. So the law of the mirror is on trying to know ourselves, knowing our value, and finding it okay to invest in ourselves. That we are worth, the effort that is put into us.
Yes. So yes. So yes, to value yourself, to add value to yourself. Love the mirror, and that it talks a bit about maybe self-confidence, belief in yourself. You're valuable. No matter what anybody said that to you, you're fearfully and wonderfully created. People will never forget that. That no matter how bad it might look, that you might feel you're not the right height, or you weren't the right color, or you were born on the right side of the road, or whatever. Just love them. Just look at yourself. That whatever it is, I'm good. And I've got the abilities. I've got the potential. I can make something, no matter what anybody else says.
Yeah.
Okay. So today, I was just telling Pastor that my MacBook won't open. I can't turn it on. So all the slides and everything that I've prepared, I've not been able to show it. I'm using my tablet now. I don't know whether I'll be able to do slides on the tablet. I will investigate that during the week. So today, I will try and investigate that, because I spoke to Apple yesterday, and I just didn't have the time to do it. So today, I want us to talk about the law of consistency, because every time I start talking to people about personal growth, people say, oh, I start off and then something happens, then it doesn't happen. So maybe for, for example, how most not all of us, most people have got maybe New Year resolutions, how they want to get to the gym, or how they want to, read more books, or wake up early and read the Bible. People have resolutions, and all it takes is 1 week and 2 weeks, and then we are all like faded, gone back to our old ways, and then 3 months you're wondering what happened to you. You're scratching your head. But we know for sure that consistency, to be successful, and that's what successful people do. They are consistent, no matter what other people are saying or doing. They know what they have to do, and they are all for it. So motivation gets you going. So I can come and talk so much about you've got to do this, and you can do that. You can be successful. You can achieve the world. I can motivate you, but discipline is what's going to keep you going, and it's going to keep you growing. It's your discipline. It's that that tenacity, that how else will I describe that? You'll be doing what it is that you need to do, no matter what, whether it's raining or shining, whether there's snow or there's no snow. You would find people, those of you who've maybe lived in this part of the world, like even like in winter when it's freezing cold, they're still out there jogging, and you're thinking, my gosh, don't these people have anything to do? But they're so dedicated and motivated with what they want to do that it doesn't matter what anybody says. They are out doing what they are going to do. So the hallmark of excellence is that the test of greatness is consistency. It's what you do day in and day out. Now, to become a disciplined and consistent, I want people to consider these 4 things, because your motivation gets you going. But I want you to, the first question is, do you know what you need to do to improve? Lots of people, some people do, some don't. Do you know what it is that you need to do to improve your situation? Because one of the reasons why people fail to be consistent is they might not be clear on what it is they want to do or where it is they want to go. So that they do a bit of, they do this 2 minutes, and then 2 weeks down the line, they're doing something else. They're doing something else. So consequently, they're not consistent. They might have the motivation, but they're not clear where they want to go. So then they are all over the place. So do you know what it is you need to do to improve? And one of the first things I really wanted to quote for you is, there is one book, and I didn't bring it because traveling here, I couldn't really carry out all my books, but there's one of the books that says Today, from John Maxwell again, that is entitled Today Matters. And he talks about how we should make every day a masterpiece, make every day a good day. Because if you don't do today and you say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to do it, you can never do. So if you were 70% successful today, or you put in 70%, tomorrow you will never be able to put in 130%. Do you understand? You have not maximized today. You cannot, do extra tomorrow. So every day you make it your masterpiece. That is it. Whatever you're doing it properly. You're doing it with excellence, right? And you've got to get up every morning. Yes, this quote I want to say. You've got to get up every morning with determination if you're going to go to bed with satisfaction. So if you're going to go at the end of the day, you're going to be satisfied with, that today's really been good. You wake up in the morning with determination that this is the day that I'm going to do A, B, C, and D. And we will get to a point, because I think people get overwhelmed, and we'll get there. I do not want to jump, a bit ahead of my time, but we wake up in the morning with determination. We wake up in the morning with zeal, with passion, thanking God. It's another day. COVID or no COVID, people have died of COVID. So many people are dying of COVID in Ghana now. Here, everywhere, people. You wake up in the morning, you wake up thanking God, but you've got this is another day that you've made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, and be, just be determined to make it the best day you can do. Every day is your best day, every single day, because if you put all the things that you do every day, if you put it together, it compounds. So you do something that's a little bit today. Tomorrow you do it again. The following day you do it again. And we'll talk a bit about it. But when you expand, like I said, when you expand yourself, when you develop yourself, you expand your horizons, your options, and your opportunities, and therefore your potential. As you grow and you develop, as you make your day a masterpiece, as you develop the good habits, suddenly you get, a lot more things become more doable for you. In fact, you open opportunities, more opportunities for yourself, because you decided that every day that I get up, whatever it is I'm doing it with excellence. You know, you just get better. So you might start something today, 2 weeks, you might not see any results. 2 months, you might not see any results. But if you turn back in 6 months, you know, down the line, you turn back, you see how far you've gone. So, for example, you might decide you want to begin to keep fit. You can't do the 30-minute, I don't know, the 1 hour that people do every day, but you might want to be able to, all I can do really, because I've got to go to work, all I can do is maybe 10 minutes. Do your 10 minutes and do it faithfully. You might not see any improvement in 2 months, but you will see an improvement in 6 months. So people don't get overwhelmed and lose their motivation and not consistent. Start small. Start small and build up and then build up and build up. So you wake up every day with that little small thing you want to do, because we say good habits compound over time. It's just like you start a savings account. You're going to put a little bit, I don't know, £5, £5 every month or whatever. You might think, oh, this small amount, what is it going to do for me? But you do it and you build up and you build up. 6 months, 1 year, you look at it and you will see how much it's accumulated. So I'm, you know, saying small changes, but you've got to be consistent and do it every day. Okay. So now the third point that I wanted to say, and this is, do you know what you need to do to improve? Okay. All right. So I'm going to quote, a saying here by a guy called E.M. Gray. Say the successful person has the habit of doing the things that failures don't like doing. So successful people, they've developed the habit of the things that you and I don't like doing. Oh, I don't like reading. It's too boring. I don't like, I don't like doing the courses, do you understand that excuses that we give? You are not doing it, but somebody else is doing it. I don't know, Pastor and Mr. Mary, you might remember there was a time, and this I say all the time, in the UK, when we got all these women from like Somalia and Ethiopia, they came to the UK. Okay. Now, you would see all these matured women, but they had their bags going to college, doing evening classes. They were doing this, they were doing that at their age. But if you ask some of our women, maybe from Ghana, who maybe for whatever reason, maybe didn't get some good education in Ghana, but here they could have done some evening classes, some English and maths. They could have done some English, whatever, evening, whatever they could have done. But for some reason, we don't do it. And you might think, oh, when 1 or 2 hours a week, what is it going to benefit me? But you go and do it quietly. Don't tell anybody if you think people are going to discourage you. Do it quietly. Even now, if people are determined, people can begin to improve their English, improve their maths, improve whatever it is, doing it on YouTube quietly, not discussing with anybody. Or people want to keep fit, they can start the YouTube dance quietly without telling anybody. Do it a little bit. Because if people are going to discourage you, next week we'll be talking about the law of the environment, where you surround yourself with people who will encourage you. So do you understand? If you know, as people who are not going to be thinking the way you're thinking, you do your things quietly. I remember when I decided I was going to get back to medical school, and I shared this with one or two people. They discouraged me so much. I thought those people were going to encourage me and say, oh, well done, sister, go on. They discouraged me so much. So you know what I did? I told nobody. I told nobody. It was me working. I used to work nights, weekends, I'll go for classes. Whole day Saturday, whole day Sunday. I did that for 12 weeks running. Then you go and do the exams. And then I did the exams. And I'm telling you, all people are encouraged. I did the exams the first time around. I didn't fail the exam, but I didn't get high enough mark to get to medical school. So now I'm thinking, what do I do? So I got a letter from one of the medical schools and said, because I was thinking it was my age, because when I was, I was like 47 when I was applying. So I thought it was my age that was stopping me from getting in. And I got a letter to say, oh, we hope that we'll encourage you to try again the following year. So then I did the exams again. I didn't tell anybody. I had small children. When I was going to go to do my course the weekends, I used to farm my 2 children off to my sister. She was the only one that knew what I was doing. My children went off to my sister. I went and did the course. In the evening, I picked up my children, got them ready for the week. And I went to work during the weekend. I went and did the course, did the exam. I went to medical school 1 whole year. Nobody knew what I was doing because I did not want anybody to discourage me.
Yeah. Wow.
So when I had passed, because I wanted to make sure I could hack it, when I had passed the first year, that is, in fact, there's still people who don't know what I do. Because, yes, when I passed the first year, then I told my own family what I was doing.
Wow.
Because I did not want people discouraging me. Because people will discourage you, not because maybe they don't like you or stopping your blessings. They just feel that you might fail or, things might go wrong or whatever. They just want to save you from embarrassment or something.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what I felt, that people think, oh, you've done so well as a nurse. Why would you want to leave all these things and your standard of living and to go and do that? You don't understand. So people don't see your vision. People haven't got your calling. So people don't know your motivation.
They don't understand.
Yes. So I digress a bit, but what I want to say to people is successful people will do things that the other people are not prepared to do. So if there's people here, and there's something that God is laying your heart to do and your passion or whatever, you've got to guard that vision and the passion carefully and nurture it and grow it. And don't, and don't share it with people who will not encourage it and kill your dream. But share it with people who will encourage you and move you on in your dreams.
Yeah.
So that is what is people, so successful people will do the things that other people won't do. And I want people here to begin to it will take persistence and you doing small things, but all the time to take you in the direction of your goal. And they say the more you in tune you are with your purpose, the easier it is for you to do those kind of things. You understand? If you know what it is you're supposed to be doing. When other people are talking, you understand, it's just water off a duck's back, they say. And you just go ahead and just go on with your with what is you need to do. And the second point, you know what you're supposed to do to improve. So to grow, most people need knowledge, experience, and coaching, and which is one of the things that we're doing here. For people to understand things, that you need the knowledge, you need the experience, you need the coaching, you need to be in the right environment, you need people to encourage you, but you need to do some of the work yourself. You cannot take medicine if you're sick. Nobody can take the medicine for you. You have to take the medicine for yourself. So after you've had all the coaching and whatever, you take some action, no matter how small. Today my message is, no matter how small, do not despise small and humble beginnings, but take some action. Take some action. Yes. Now we're also talking about matching your actions with your personality types. Some people make friends easily. Some people pay more attention to detail. Some people are more. For me, for example, I know I pay attention to detail. I want things to be perfect before I start. But I found out that stopped me for a long time doing what I needed to do, because you're waiting for that perfect thing, whatever it is you're doing, to be perfect before you release it. And do you understand? But you have to do it to maybe listen to feedback, to see how good it will go, how well. Do you understand? Because, for example, today I could have said to myself, because my laptop wasn't working, shall we postpone it till next week or whatever time I can get my laptop to work? But I'm thinking, no, I'll try something else and see how it goes. So, I mean, if today you turn around and say, oh, we really would prefer for the slides and stuff, I say, okay, if this is okay as well, it's good feedback, or whatever feedback it is, I'm happy to take. But you've got to try something. Don't leave it to oh, it's not the right time, or I didn't have the right resources, or whatever little you've got, just do it. If it's farming you want to do, if it's a little bit in your backyard, just plant the first pepper or do you understand? Do something small, but in the direction of your goal. Okay, so then to match your motivation, match your gifting, match your whatever you want to do with your talents. And we do, and John Maxwell, we do actually also help people to find out their personality types, because it helps if people know what they are more likely to maybe choose things in the area of their strengths and then work on those. Okay, so
personality.
All right, so I'm looking through because like I'm saying, you start. Yes, okay. Okay, so a little saying there, and this is a John Maxwell, small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained as slowly over time. And I think we've said that. Okay, so now let's have a look more at the notes. Then the other big question is, how do you know how you want to grow? Start with the simple. I think we've talked about starting with the simple. Start with simple stuff. Do simple things, because it's so easy to set so many big goals and get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So easy. I know that it happened to me too. So set goals in 1 or 2 areas, simple areas that you know you can achieve. Because the more you achieve, the more you get the motivation to do more. And your self-confidence grows as well in the little things that you're achieving, and then you can build on that to set up, set big goals and to do big things. So start small and be patient with yourself as well, because especially if we've got habits that we want to reverse or turn around. Think most of us have, lifetime of some particular habits that you want to change. You're not going to change that in 2 weeks. So people have got to learn to be a bit more patient with us. I mean, we've got patients. I get patients coming to me and you're telling them maybe you need to lose the weight. And then they're thinking that maybe in 2 months, they would have lost weight that they would have piled up in 5-6 years. It doesn't work like that. So be patient and value the process, the learning process as you go through, whatever it is that you go through, the learning, the waiting, the persistence, the questioning, the failure, getting up and it's all the process that you learn from. Because when you get that experience, you can be teaching other people as well. So value the process that you go through. It's never wasted, never a wasted moment. So long as you're improving yourself, you make a mistake, you step back, you look at what it is you made, and then you got wrong, you improve on that and you try again. But it's always a learning procedure, because when you make it, you will be in a position to turn around and help other people too. So we value the process that we go through to learn. So life goals are reached by setting annual goals. Yes. Then annual goals are reached by doing it daily goals. So you might have your big yearly goals. You can break it down into monthly goals and then break down to daily goals. And daily, your small things that you're doing, that you do regularly, it will amount to your final goal. So small goals, but in the direction of your goals. So annual goals are reached by daily goals. Daily goals are reached by doing things which may be uncomfortable at first, but eventually become habits. So if you're going to be changing your things, it will be difficult, uncomfortable, but when you do them long enough, it will become a habit. You don't even have to think about it. A bit like learning to drive. So, eventually you don't even think about it. You just get in the car, you start it, you get where you're going to go. But in the beginning, you know how we all struggle, learning to change the gears and whatever. But after a while, we know what to do. So yes, so enjoy all the process. And then the third point is do you know why you want to keep improving? Have you got a why? Have you got a why that is so big? And I tell people, if you've got the reasons why, and I tell you one of the reasons why I do what I do. Now, my mom, she died about maybe 20 years ago. And my mom was a teacher. My mom was always wanted to work with women. She went to Bible school. She was going to get ready to go back to Ghana and work with women and stuff like that. But she died before she could do that. And I remember when my mom died, she died in the UK and we took her home. And when we were doing the burial, because I come from Teshi, it's a place near Accra, and the funeral and everything, and I was sitting down and was watching all these little children, but you can see that they were no education. Do you understand? They were not going to school. Do you understand? There so many little children, probably not immunized. They're not having the right diet. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, look at all these things. And suddenly I fell in love with working in Ghana. That was for me. That was my call, really. I'm thinking I can work with women. I can help women do this, maybe achieve a lot more, work for themselves. Because when you capture the woman, you'll capture the whole family.
Yes.
Yeah. This is where my so then I'm thinking, okay, So then I wanted to get to medical school, so then I can work with women, become like a gynecologist, work with women, but then do the personal development on the side. So then I got to medical school, and because of the vision, no matter how hard it was, the vision was so big, it was so compelling that even through the difficulties, I kept on doing. And I wanted to work with women. But when I did some of my Facebook lives, people were saying, really, you should really be talking to young people with what you've got. Because young people, they're starting off in life. They can start, with the right habits. Do you understand? And then build on, and then they can. And this is how all this started. This is how all this started. Just to help people become achievers, become more successful, have a bit more money in their pockets, help the families out, so children are not without education, without no food. This is how it all started. So it was a vision that was compelling for me. So even sitting out here, because I was meant to have been in Ghana this time, like last March, bought my ticket and everything. I'm thinking now I've got to come because the children are big now. I really need to come and do what I want. Then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And Ghana locked the borders. So I was sitting in London for a long time. All the summer I wasn't working. I'm thinking, God.
Ghana is still waiting for you.
Honestly. I am just praying to God as soon as things improve a bit. Because at the moment, I'm not in the UK, as you well know. I'm sitting in Gibraltar. I don't even know how I can get to London. I can get to London. So I'm just thinking, as soon as the opportunity comes up, and it's my prayer, and I'm putting it before God, I would love to be in Ghana maybe by, I don't know, September, October.
Wow.
Yes, that is
my story.
And yes, honestly, I can't wait for September, October. But in the meanwhile, I wanted to get something going. I didn't want to wait till. That's how come all this Zoom thing started. I've got to start somewhere.
That's true.
Because if I say I'm waiting, nothing happens. But start small in the direction of your goals, and that's how you get things done.
Yeah.
So this is my story. I digress a bit. So let's go back. But it's about the vision and
but it's motivational.
What you want to
do. Your story is motivational. I know it's blessing a lot of people on the platform.
Yes.
So this site is so yes, you find out why you want to do things, and if you find out your why, I am telling you, you are joyous when you finally know what it is that God wants you to do. Nothing stops you. You become unstoppable. You really do. And when things get difficult, you know why you want to do what it is. You will find a way around it. You always will. And the reason why people should find out where God is leading them, and not just be doing things because other people said your family said you needed to be a doctor or a lawyer, or you need to. Do you understand? Find your passion. This is where my friend Afi's story came into the whole thing. That she followed the passion, she where she is now.
Okay. Wow.
Yes. So having a strong why will help you to keep going when discipline of learning becomes difficult or discouraging or tedious. If your growth is connected with your values and your dreams and your purpose, you will know why you're doing it, and you'll be more likely to follow it. So if everything lines up, your vision, your dreams, your passion, your values, if all that lines up, you just flow. But if you have a vision, but you're in the wrong department, or you're in the wrong job, or whatever, do you understand? It's clashing all the time. It causes you conflict, unnecessary conflict. So it's up to us to find out what it is we need to do, and just to keep going. And the one thing we want to talk for consistency is that we don't quit, no matter what. You don't quit. You don't quit. When you found your passion and your calling, you don't quit, no matter what. You don't quit, because everything we need is on the other side of our fears. That we don't quit. You only quit, you only stop, I would say, if you're thinking that this is not what I'm called for. Or, I really, this is what God is calling me to do. I'm here, I'm happy doing, for example, the work I do now, I do it happily. I've chosen to come here to do it. But it's not my calling, but I've come here happily. You'll never find me at work with a long face, oh, this is not what I really wanted to do. I'd rather be somewhere else. Because as children of God, as people developing yourselves, every day counts. So every day is your masterpiece. You make it excellent. even if you don't like where it is you are. This is what will set you apart from other people. So where are we? And do you know when you're supposed to you're supposed to be improving? Any question, any answers from when are we supposed to be improving? Any answers? Guys, you can all
at all times. At all times.
Maybe, I don't know, she's got muted, and just hang on a second, maybe. I think she's going to come back. Something is gone.
How they call? Is there something?
And it looks like Dr. Evelyn is gone muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Now I can't see for some reason. Any of you now? I've lost my screen, but if you can hear me, okay. Well, let's continue.
Yes,
we can hear you. Yeah.
Right.
Somebody is giving an answer to your question. He said at all times.
That's excellent. That is excellent. So when else can we improve? When can we start improving? Any other ideas? Video has stopped. Okay, maybe I'll do without my video. Okay, so yes, so at all times, and if you haven't started, you start now. Yes, started improving. It's not I'm waiting until I get that job, or I'm waiting till I finish university, or I'm waiting till I get married, or I'm waiting till I do whatever. Today, if you've got something that you've got to be doing, you start today. So that we do have a saying that when is the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. And when is the next best time to plant a tree? It's now. So if you feel you've missed the boat, you could have done something before and it didn't happen. Don't worry about it. You start now. Start today to begin to move towards where you want to go. Now, there's quite a few sayings that maybe I might just read one or two, because people, for some reason, people tend to believe that you wake up one morning and you feel inspired and you get wafted by the Holy Spirit, or whatever it is you want to describe, to do things. You want to be motivated, you want to wake up and to do, you want some motivation for you to start doing what it is you want to do. I want to read this from one of the greatest composers that we've got, and this guy's been doing television music, all the music for Jaws, for Harry Potter, for lots of the films, the Raiders of the Lost Ark, lots of the films he's done all the music for for those films. And this is what the guy said, okay? And his name is Ernest Newman. So the greatest composer does not set to work because he is inspired. This is the greatest composer. This guy has been composing over 60 years. He does not set up to work because he's inspired, but becomes inspired because he is working. So you're not waiting to be inspired, but as you do what it is you need to do, you become inspired. You understand? You're not waiting to get pushed, but you push yourself to do what it is you need to do. And the more you do it and the better you do it, and the more excellent it looks, you get more inspired. So for example, you feel like you need, let's take a garden for like you love plants and you want to start a garden, but you're sitting, how do I do? When do I do it? I don't feel like doing it. But just get up and start doing start clearing the land and plant that tomato and see, and this I'm talking from experience, and see the little tomatoes come up. I was so excited when I saw tomatoes. I'm not a farmer, but my friends were just boasting, so I thought I'll have to do something as well. So bought some seedlings. And when I saw the tomatoes, I was so inspired. I mean, I could have become a farmer by now. You start doing it, and as it begins to grow, it gets better. You see things changing, you get more inspired. But if you're waiting to inspire before you start, you'll be there for a very long time, wasting time. And other people moving on and you waiting. So you do what you need to do, whether you feel like it or not. That is what the successful people do. All the big footballers that you see them earn the mega bucks, you know how many hours those people train? Hours. Times that we might be watching Netflix. These people are training Sunday morning. I mean, I must admit they pay them too much, but they train a lot. All the Olympic athletes, they train, they work hard. All the all the big people that we hear about were people who started off maybe small, but did it consistently, did it all the time, whether it was going well or not. They knew what they were doing, and they kept doing it. So do whatever that has to be done, whether you feel motivated or whether you feel inspired or not. Just do it. Because as you do it and it begins to blossom, then the inspiration will come, because you will see the works of your hands. So beautiful. So beautiful. And you continue to do it. So do it whether you're inspired or not. So, they're saying that people, they don't look for motivation. You're not waiting for inspiration. You just get up and you do it. Now, if you develop the habits of success, if all the habits you're developing, they are for success, you will make success a habit. No doubt about it. If all you're doing are good habits and you're doing them over and over, doing that little saving, or maybe read that book, because maybe you feel that your area, your calling is maybe in accountancy, but maybe you don't have enough qualification or whatever. But you decide in the evenings, I'll do some self-studying, or I'll go onto YouTube, or I'll take a course. But you're doing it slowly but gradually. Eventually you will get there. You will do amazing, because if that's what you really love to do, you will find a way and you will excel. Or you happen to be in a job and you can see that maybe this is what you want to do, but you're not in the right department. Pull yourself out and ask, this is what I really want to do. If there's an opening, or you see somebody doing the kind of things you like to do, buddy up with the person so the person can help you. But do something in the direction of your goal, no matter how small. So I'd want to, in finishing up, because I don't know how long I've been talking, in finishing up, I want to ask all the people here, I don't know how many people, because I've lost the screen. I want to ask all the people here what it is that you can start doing today. What is it that you can start doing today? Or what is it that you can stop doing today because it's taking you away from your goals? Is it maybe the way you talk to other people?
Well, actually, we can look back on all our failures and try to correct them, and try to improve our lives in what we want to achieve. We could start doing that from today. We can look back to last year, see what mistakes we made, what we could have done better, and start improving it from today, and tackle ways, write down ways of how we could improve it, who could help, where we can get help, what decision we should make. Maybe we should talk to an elderly who has been down that path already before, and how we could make it. That's the kind of thing we need to do.
Thank you very much, Sister Donna. That is brilliant. See, today, if you have nothing else to do, just sit back and think what it is that you got wrong last. Like something maybe you failed at, a wrong decision or a wrong choice, or something that didn't go well, and see how you can improve on that, and see how you can do it better. Because that's what successful people do. They fail, they fall, they whatever. I will always mention Richard Branson because I've read his autobiography. And again, in fact, this is some of the things that you can start doing as well. I don't know how it's like in Ghana, but you can get some of the books on YouTube. Read autobiographies. Well, of people who have, you admire, who've done well, who go in places, who've done things that you want to do, and see how they did it, the difficulties they had. Richard Branson at the moment, Virgin, is in trouble because of COVID. I can guarantee you, if Virgin falls today, Richard Branson will bounce back next year.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's failed so many times, he knows how to, do you understand, wriggle himself out. Every time he fails, he comes back bigger and better. Because he's learned to learn from his failures. But when we fail, we think, oh, I lost money, I lost face, I did this, I lost time. You don't want to talk about it. You're upset. Do you understand? We lose a good opportunity to improve ourselves. And we waste a good opportunity to improve ourselves. So today, if you've got nothing at all to change, think of what you can do, something that hasn't gone too well. The way you communicate, you said something to somebody, or something, you know what it is, and see how you can improve. You can improve on that.
Yeah.
So anybody got any more they want to add? Okay.
Actually, it's a very big thing in our spiritual world is to learn to say sorry to all those who we have offend, because without actually apologizing, we can't really go forward. We might think that we are praying, and the blessing will come, but the blessing cannot come because we have not actually said sorry to the person which we have hurted. Maybe it may have happened a long time ago, last year or somewhere, but it's good that we actually go back and say sorry so that we can move forward, because maybe that could be one of the things that is hindering our progression.
Yes.
Wow.
Definitely. Yes.
Deep. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anybody got any further question or any contribution or anything to say before Dr. Evelyn goes away?
I like the part that you mentioned, that it's the little steps that will take us to big goals, will take us there. It's the little steps. It's not even jumping from one to the area, but little things. There was a film many years ago. I forgot. It just reminded me of someone that was so scared to go out of the house, so scared. And the psychiatrist said, they take little steps. So you will say, baby, used to call it baby steps. Baby steps to the door, baby steps to the veranda, baby steps. It's little baby steps. It was like a comedy, a laughing thing, but it's reminding me at the end he traveled far from taking little steps, So it's the little step that will take us far, So I that was very encouraging, that,
Yes.
Let's start little, but again, I think as Donna also writing them down, that we really see the progress. Otherwise, we might not see it, that we've left a certain area. Little steps to, so we write it down and mark it off. Okay, this today, I've achieved this and I've done this. I didn't achieve this. Okay, tomorrow, another morning, with the determination. I'll do that tomorrow, but then we have it before us and we can mark it off and see the progress, Yeah.
Yes. So.
And I must add to what you said about the Somalian, the women. I'm in university. Most of my colleagues are Somalian ladies with babies all over them, with twins and triplets, but they are doing very well. They have that zeal to go far. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So you are very right.
Yeah, one thing about the Somalians is that when they came into UK, they realized that they couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
So they motivated themselves to learn English.
Yes.
And then by starting to learn the English, now they begin to go on. Now they are into everything. The men will be doing IT, the women will be doing nursing or teach something, educating themselves.
Yeah.
Yes. So that
so this should motivate all of us to really look at ways to improve upon ourselves.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody?
Anything else? Wow, this is so encouraging.
Okay, so,
it's very,
Dr. Evelyn, thank you very, very much for
motivating.
joining us. Thank you for so much. It's
Yes.
very, very encouraging. Though the slides were not there, the points you've gone through is also very encouraging.
Yeah. Well,
I like the part where you talk about how you went to medical school. That kind of a lifestyle is quite emulating. So I believe somebody may look at it that it's not time to say to give up. It's time to always motivate yourself, pick up the end losses, and then move yourself forward.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Amen.
Okay. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And next week will be our last one for the series. And we'll talk about maybe the law of the environment, just we create the right environment for our personal growth and development.
Wonderful.
Okay. All right, Dr. Evelyn. Once again, thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to the next one. But if anybody have any question later on, you can talk to me.
Certainly. Yes. By all means, send questions over. Yes.
Wonderful.